The autumn bloom square is the first part of the Rustling Leaves Crochet Along blanket. For this blanket we are using the Color Theory yarn. It's a worsted weight yarn. You can use any yarn you want, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook, and optional to use stitch markers. So let's start. I'm going to use a US terminology for this square. For round 1 we are starting with a magic ring. So make a magic ring and chain 1. The chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch here. And work 8 single crochet into the ring. Then pull the ring tight and slip stitch to the first single crochet you made. For this square we are going to turn the square every round, because it will help us to avoid the square from tilting as the blanket grows. So we are going to turn. And now for round 2 we will start by working into the last single crochet that we slip stitch into. I'm going to use a stacked single crochet. It's an alternative to chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, or you can also chain 2 and then work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. But I prefer the look of the stacked single crochet. So to work the single crochet, again we are working into the same stitch that we just slip stitch into. So after we turned the last round, we are not chaining 1, we are just inserting the hook into the stitch, yarning over and pulling up a loop. Now we will yarn over and pull the yarn through to the 2 loops as we work the single crochet. And now we will work into the front left leg of the stitch, the single crochet. We will insert the hook, yarn over, and pull the yarn through only 1 loop. And now we will finish again as it was a single crochet. So we are yarning over and pulling the yarn through the 2 loops. So we have this kind of 2 single crochet that are stacked on top of each other. So now we will continue. We will work a single crochet into the, we will work a double crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Now we will make a corner. We will work a double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet into the same single crochet stitch. So again, work 1 double crochet, then chain 2 and another double crochet into the same single crochet that you worked into. So this will be the corner of the square. Now we will repeat. We will work a double crochet into the next single crochet stitch, and then we will work a corner, work 1 double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet into the same stitch. And now we are repeating 1 more time. 1 double crochet into the next stitch, then 1 double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet into the same stitch. Okay, now to finish this round we are working a double crochet into the next single crochet stitch. This is the last single crochet of the round, and then to finish the corner we will work into the first single crochet that we worked into, the one that we worked the stacked single crochet into. So work a double crochet into the same stitch, then chain only one and slip stitch into the top of the stacked single crochet, or if you worked a chain 3 then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. And we are finishing our corner with a chain 1, because if we will work chain 2 plus slip stitching into the first stitch, the corner will become too big comparing to the other corners of the square. Okay, so this is round 2. Okay, so we are moving on to round 3, and again we are turning the square. So we start by slip stitching into the chain 1 corner. Each round starts into the first corner of the square, and now we will chain 1, which again doesn't count as a stitch in this pattern, and then we will work 2 single crochet into the chain 1 space, the one that we just slip stitch into. And to mark the corner we are going to place a stitch marker into the first single crochet that we made. This is going to be the corner. And now we will work a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch, and now we will work a front post double crochet stitch, a front post double crochet around the next double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook from the front to the back, and then around the post of the double crochet, and from the back to the front again, then yarn over and pull the yarn all the way back. And now we will just finish as you will work a double crochet. So yarn over, pull the yarn through 2 loops, then yarn over again and pull the yarn through the remaining 2 loops. Okay, so this is your front post double crochet, and then we will continue to finish this side of the square by working a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. So we are going to repeat into the next 3 sides of the square. So to work the corner we are going to work 3 single crochet stitches into the chain 2 space, and we will place a stitch marker into the second single crochet that we made. So this is the first one, the second one, and the third. So we are going to place it into the second single crochet. It will help us in the next round. And then we will repeat. We will work 1 single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Then we will work a front post double crochet around the post of the next double crochet stitch, and a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. So repeat in the next 2 sides of the square, and I will meet you when you finish working into the last double crochet of the square, and then we will finish making the first corner. Okay, so I finished working the last side of the square, and I worked the last single crochet into the double crochet stitch, and now we need to finish the corner because we worked only 2 single crochet. while our corners are 3 single crochet. So we will work into the same chain 1 that we started the round into. So just work a single crochet into the chain 1 space and slip stitch into the corner single crochet, the one that you have the marker into it. Okay, so this is it for round 3. So for round 4 we are going to work a round of double crochet stitches. This is the wrong side of the square, so we will start by removing the stitch marker and work a stacked single crochet or any alternative of a double crochet stitch that you'd like to use. We will work again into the same stitch that you just slip stitch into. So work a stacked single crochet and then one double crochet into the same stitch that you just walked into, because we want to create a corner. So we have a stacked single crochet or chain 3 if you prefer, and a double crochet into the same first stitch. And now we are going to work a double crochet into the next 5 stitches until we reach the marker. Now that we've reached the stitch marker, we are going to remove it, place it aside, and work our corner. The corner is 2 double crochet this time, chain 2 and another 2 double crochet into the same stitch. So again, work 2 double crochet stitches, then chain 2 and another 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch, and then again work double crochet into the next 5 stitches until you reach the marker. Don't work into the stitch with the stitch marker. And again work a corner of 2 double crochet, chain 2 and another 2 double crochet into the stitch with the stitch marker, and of course remove the marker. And continue working the stitches to the next 2 sides of the square, finishing by working the last double crochet into the last single crochet of the row, and then I will meet you here to finish the corner. After you work the last 5 double crochet on this side, we will finish the corner. We will work into the first single crochet stitch that we worked into it in the beginning of the round. So we will complete the corner by working 2 double crochet stitches into the first stitch, then we will chain 1 and slip stitch into the top of the stacked single crochet or the chain 3 space if that's what you used. Okay, so this is round 4. At the end of this round you should have 36 double crochet stitches and 3 corners of chain 2 space and 1 corner of chain 1 space. Okay, moving on to round 5, and again we are turning the square, and we will start again by slip stitching into the chain 1 space and chain 1 that doesn't count as a stitch, and begin with the corner single crochet stitches. So work 2 single crochet into the same chain 1 space and place a stitch marker into the first single crochet that you made. This is of course optional, you can choose to not use the stitch markers, but I find it very helpful. So we start the first side of the square by working 1 single crochet into the first double crochet stitch, and then we will work around the front post double crochet 2 rows below. We will work a front post treble stitch, so we are going to yarn over twice, insert the hook from around the front post double crochet. So we are working from the front to the back and then to the front again. We are yarning over, and now with 4 loops on the hook we are yarning over, pulling the yarn through 2 loops, then we are yarning over again and pulling the yarn through another 2 loops, and now we will want to pull the loop to make sure that it's the same height as your single crochet round, so the stitch won't pull your square, and then we will yarn over and pull the yarn through the remaining 2 loops. Okay, so you can see how it looks. This is going to be one of the branches of our climbing leaves. And now, because we worked the stitch of front post treble stitch, we are going to skip the next double crochet stitch. So we are going to skip this stitch and work into the next double crochet. So we are going to work into the next double crochet stitches while skipping the first one. So skip again this stitch, and work into the next double crochet stitches, a single crochet into the next 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, so again we skipped 1 stitch and worked 4 single crochet stitches. Now we are going to work another front post treble stitch around the same front post double crochet that we just worked around. So yarn over twice, insert the hook around the front post double crochet stitch, and continue to working the front post treble stitch. Make sure the last loop that you pull is at the same height as your stitch round. Okay, so this is the 2 front post treble stitches, and now we are skipping the next stitch, which is this stitch, and working a single crochet into the next 2 stitches. These are the last 2 stitches of the side of the square. So work single crochet into the next double crochet and the next one. Okay, so now we are going to work 3 single crochet into the chain 2 corner and place a stitch marker around the second single crochet that we made into the corner. And now we will repeat. I will work this side of the square one more time, and then you will repeat for the rest of the square. So again, start by working one single crochet into the next double crochet stitch, and then we will work a front post treble stitch around the front post double crochet 2 rows below. And make sure this loop is the same height of your row. You don't want the cables to be too tight, so they will pull your square. And again, skip the next stitch, and I will show you the next stitch. This is the stitch that you work the last single crochet, so we are skipping this stitch and working a single crochet into the next 4 double crochet stitches. Now we will work a second front post double crochet stitch around the same front post double crochet that we worked the previous front post treble stitch. And again, make sure not to work it too tight and pull this loop to the height of the single crochet round. Then we will skip the next single crochet and the next double crochet, and work a single crochet into the next 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, so repeat in the next 2 sides of the square, and I will meet you here to finish the first corner. Now that we've reached the first corner, as we did in round 3, we will work one single crochet into the first corner, the first chain 1 corner, and slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. Okay, so this is it for round 5. For round 6 we are going to turn again, remove the marker, and again work a stacked single crochet into the first stitch, the last stitch that we slip stitch into. And then work another double crochet into the same first stitch. And now we will work a double crochet into the next 11 stitches until you reach the stitch marker. So once you reach this stitch marker, remove the marker and work a corner, work 2 double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, and another 2 double crochet into the same stitch. Now continue working. Again, you will have 11 double crochet stitches, then corner into the stitch marker, and repeat around, and I will meet you at the end of the round to finish the first corner. Once you reach the end of the round, work again into the first stitch that you walked into, crochet 2 double crochet stitches, then chain 1, again chain 1 or 2, and slip stitch to the top of the first stitch. So at the end of this round you should have 60 double crochet stitches, 3 chain 2 spaces and 1 chain 1 spaces. Okay, so let's turn for round 7, and again starting by slip stitching into the chain 1 space and working 2 single crochet into the same space. Start by chaining 1 and work 2 single crochet into the chain 1 space, and if you use a stitch marker, place a stitch marker into the first single crochet stitch. Now we will start by working single crochet stitches into the next 3 double crochet. So work a single crochet into each of the next 3 single crochet stitches. Now we will work our first leaf. So we will work the leaf by making 4 clusters of front post treble stitches. So we will start by yarning over twice, and we will work around the front post treble stitch 2 rows below. So again, yarn over twice and insert the hook around the front post treble stitch and pull the yarn back. Now yarn over and pull the yarn through 2 loops, then yarn over again and pull the yarn through another 2 loops, but don't finish the stitch. We will work these half treble stitches 3 more times to have 4 treble stitches, and make sure the loop at this point is the same height as your single crochet row. So let's repeat: yarn over twice, insert the hook around the same treble stitch and pull back the yarn. Now yarn over and pull the yarn through 2 loops, then repeat again and pull the last loop a bit higher to be at the same height. Now we have 2 half treble stitches. Let's repeat 2 more times around the same front post treble stitch. Okay, so we have 5 loops on the hook, and we want to make sure they are all in the same height as your last single crochet stitch, so this cluster won't pull your square. And now we will yarn over and pull the yarn through all 5 loops. Okay, you can flatten the trebles a bit. Okay, so this is our first leaf. Now we will skip again the next stitch because we count the stitch, the cluster stitch as a stitch, so we will skip the next double crochet stitch and work a stitch into the next 2 double crochet stitches. So again, skip the next double crochet and work a single crochet into the next 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, now that we worked 2 single crochet and skipped the one that is right after the last single crochet that we made, we will work a front post treble stitch around the same front post treble stitch we just worked our cluster around. So yarn over twice, insert the hook around the front post treble 2 row below and work a treble stitch. Okay, so we have a leaf and we have another sprig, and now we will skip the next single crochet, double crochet stitch, sorry, and work a single crochet into the next 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, now we will work a front post treble stitch around the second treble stitch 2 rows below. So work a front post treble, and again make sure to pull this loop to the height of your single crochet before you finish the stitch. Then skip the next double crochet stitch, this one, and work a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Then work another front post double crochet stitch, front post treble stitch around the same front post treble stitch you just worked the last one. And now we will work, we will skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. And now you should have only 2 double crochet left on the side of the square, and we are going to work 4 treble stitch cluster stitch around the last treble stitch we just crocheted. Okay, so we are not going to work into a stitch that is 2 rows below, but into the treble stitch that is at the same row we just made. So we will work the 4 treble stitch cluster and then finish by skipping this stitch and working a single crochet into the last stitch of this side of the square. So again, yarn over twice and insert the hook into the last treble that you made. Pull up the yarn and start by working the treble stitch, but don't finish the stitch. Repeat 3 more times. And last one. Okay, now that we have 5 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through all loops, and we will skip this double crochet and work a single crochet into the last double crochet of this side. Okay, so as you can see, we made this side tilted leaf, and at this side of the square you will have 2 leaves and 1, 2, 3 sprigs. So let's make it one more time. So we'll repeat in the next side of the square. So again we will start by working 3 single crochet into the chain 2 space and place a single crochet around, place a stitch marker around the single crochet stitch, and now we will work a single crochet into the next 3 double crochet stitches, and a 4 treble cluster stitch around the next front post treble stitch 2 rows below. Remember to not finish the stitch and repeat 3 more times. And again, remember to pull this loop to the height of the single crochet stitch. And then finish the cluster. Now we will skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the next 2 stitches and skip this stitch. And again, you can flatten it a bit. Now we will work a front post treble stitch around the same front post treble 2 rows below. Then skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Now we are going to work around the second front post treble stitch from 2 rows below. So work 1 front post treble stitch around the next treble stitch. Then skip the next stitch, this stitch, and work a single crochet into the next one. Now work a second front post treble stitch around the same front post treble stitch you just worked around. And again, we are going to skip the next stitch, work a single crochet into the next one. And now that we have 2 double crochet stitches left in the side of the square, we will work a 4 treble stitch cluster around the treble stitch we just made. So work your cluster and make sure to not pull the yarn too tight. I'm a pretty tight crocheter, so I'm paying extra attention to this kind of stitches, so my work won't pull by these stitches. And again, when you have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through. And finish this side of the square by skipping the next stitch and working a single crochet into the last stitch of the side of the square. Okay, so continue working the other side of the square, and you can adjust the leaves a bit to your liking. When you finish this side of the square, just work the last single crochet into the first corner as we did in the previous rounds, and slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch, so you will have 3 single crochet in the chain 1 corner. Okay, so this is it for round 7. Let's move on to round 8. Again, turn your square, remove the stitch marker, and work into the same stitch you just slip stitch into, Start by making a stack single crochet and work a double crochet into the same stitch, the same first stitch you just walked into. Now continue by working double crochet stitches into the next 17 stitches. You should have a total of 17 stitches here until the stitch marker. Some of them might be hidden below the cluster, so make sure. So again, continue working a double crochet, 17 double crochet, and once you reach the stitch marker, remove the marker and work a corner of 2 double crochet, chain 2 and another 2 double crochet stitches. And continue working the other sides of the square. Again, when you reach to the end of the round, finish the corner by working another 2 double crochet stitches into the same first single crochet that you worked into, then chain 1 and slip stitch to the top of the first stitch that you made of this round. And at the end of this round you should have 84 double crochet stitches and 3 chain 2 spaces and 1 chain 1 space. So continue working and I will meet you at round 9. Let's turn our square for round 9 and again slip stitch into the first chain 1 space, then chain 1 and work 2 single crochet stitches into the same chain 1 space and place a stitch marker around the first single crochet stitch. Now we will start this side of the square by working 7 single crochet stitches, so work a single crochet into the next 7 stitches. Okay, now we will work a 4 treble stitch cluster around the next front post treble stitch 2 rows below. So work the stitch just as we did in round 7. Make sure to pull the loop of the half treble stitch to the same height as your single crochet stitch, so the stitch won't pull your square. Okay, so here we have another leaf. Now we will skip the next stitch, this one, and work a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And now we will work another 4 treble cluster into the next front post treble stitch 2 rows below. So work around the stitch And again we are skipping the next stitch, this one, and we'll work a single crochet into each stitch until the chain 2 corner. So we will have 9 single crochet stitches. Okay, so this is how the side of the square look. You can adjust the leaves a bit if you want them flat or more bold. And I'm going to work another side of the square with you. So again, start by chaining start by making 3 single crochet stitches into the chain 2 corner, and place a stitch marker into the second single crochet stitch. And now we will start by working 7 single crochet stitches. And now we will work a 4 treble cluster stitch around the next front post treble from 2 rows below. Now skip the next stitch, this stitch, and work a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Now we will work the second cluster, work the 4 treble cluster around the front post treble stitch, the second one, 2 rows below. And now again skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the next 9 stitches until you reach the chain 2 corner. Okay, so repeat the next 2 sides. Then again, when you finish working this side, work another single crochet into the beginning chain 1 corner and slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. Okay, moving on to the last round of the square. So this is similar to all the previous even number rounds. So again, we are working a stacked single crochet into the same last stitch that we slip stitch into, and working another double crochet into the same stitch. Then we are working on the side of the square, work a double crochet stitch in each of the next 23. You will have 23 stitches on each side of the square until you reach the stitch marker. Then work a corner of 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet, and continue working double crochet around the square, finishing with 2 double crochet stitches into the first single crochet that you worked into, then chain 1 and slip stitch into the first stitch that you made. Okay, so at the end of this round you're going to have 108 double crochet stitches, 3 chain 2 spaces and 1 chain 1 space. So this is it for your square. As you can see, this square will benefit from a good blocking. It will help it to obtain that perfect square shape and the leaves to lay down nicely. If you are making the Rustling Blanket Crochet Along, please move on to work the transition rows and change color to your color that you are using for the transition rows. Thank you so much for joining me. All the instructions are available for free on my blog, Made by Guti, and also in the PDF pattern. You can also buy the full blanket PDF pattern. I will link everything below. Thank you.